Hey everyone, welcome to tonight's Big Brother 26 chat.
Oh, hi. Episode 10.
Are you ready to go on the wildest ride of your life?
I'm coming for you.
All right.
If I had to sum this episode up in one word, I would say, wow.
I honestly don't even know what word I would choose.
Stunner.
I would say... that would be my word.
All right. Well, it feels like the last episode was 100 years ago, but last time Cedric won the HOH.
Mm-hmm.
And he nominated Angela, Kenny, and Tucker.
Because he was like, ooh, I'm going to have the cleanest HOH ever. Angela's a house target. Kenny volunteered to go up. Tucker volunteered to go up.
The other two were idiots.
Yeah, Kenny was all, I'm not right in the head. I want to go home. Check in with me 5 minutes later, though, because I might want to stay.
Oh, my God.
We'll get there. And Tucker is freaking bored, and he wants to play in the AI competition and the Veto competition.
He just wants to shake things up.
He's Chaos Tucker.
Mm-hmm. 0% chance of winning.
Oh, my God.
All right, so Mackenzie is worried because she has America's veto.
And pretty much everybody knows about it at this point.
Yeah, so she thinks she might be getting backdoored. She didn't get put up. She's going to get stabbed in the back.
But I mean, like, what does she have to be worried about? Like, sure, you won't have the power for next week, but, like, you're gonna make it through this week.
Yeah.
It's gonna be okay.
So, Quinn has a million alliances.
Yeah.
But there's only one thing on his mind, and that is getting rid of Angela.
I thought you were gonna say making more.
No.
They only scratched the surface with what they showed, right? Because they showed Pentagon, Visionaries, and... Andersons. But there's so much more than that. They're not even
talking
about the final twos, final threes, the collective. Like, we're not even going there right now.
So he's worried because he's got the deep fake HOH power up. And
as far as he knows, only Angela and Chemo know about it.
Well,
he told both of them.
He don't know.
I also just want to mention, too, before I forget, I loved in this episode how they kept flashing up who was in each alliance when it was mentioned.
They're very helpful.
Because in the past, I feel like they only usually do the... You know when they have, like, the cannon fire sound, and then they show each person one by one? Right. But I feel like this was a much more effective and, like, time smart way.
Yeah, because this episode was power-packed. They got right to things. This was 0% fat.
We can't be firing off cannons every time an alliance is mentioned.
They cut out all the fat, and this episode was all protein.
Yeah.
All right, so he's worried, that he's going to get found out.
Yeah, I mean, the longer Angela's around, the bigger the risk that she's going to spill about his secret power.
Well, she did spill it to Tucker.
Right. I don't think he knows exactly that she did that. I know
He was right there.
No, I know. He knows that she was talking about him, but I don't know if he knows that she spilled about the power.
All right. Well, Tucker thought Angela was insane and just made it up, but he didn't realize that she was actually telling the truth.
Yeah. Well, it was confirmed for him when he was talking to Chemo.
Because Chemo's got a crush on him.
Oh my God, they went there. I wasn't sure if they were actually going to address Chemo's crush on Tucker, but they did. And I think that was definitely a factor in him sharing Quinn's secret with Tucker.
Yeah.
Lips
sing ships.
Yeah, Chemo was like, just to confirm, yes, Quinn does have the power. Don't tell anybody. Okay.
So now he ends up believing Angela because it was confirmed by Chemo.
Right. So Tucker is pissed.
She wasn't some crazy old lady.
He's pissed, though, that Quinn didn't tell him. Yeah. Because they're aligned. They're in multiple things together.
Right.
Why are you keeping this from me? Why did I have to hear this from Chemo?
All right. Now's the time of the show when we have to address the Kenny drama.
It's just so irritating the way he's gone back and forth about whether he wants to be there or not.
The mood swings. I feel like I want to win. And then to I gotta go home and see my kids.
I'll be on the block. Have a little sympathy for me, a little empathy. But, like, you can't keep doing that and asking people to vote you out, because then they have to halt their game plans just to make you happy. But then he, like, retracts that, and he's like, no, I want to play. I want to win competitions.
Kenny, you gotta make up your mind.
Was it T-Court who was like,
he's messed up.
why is he, like, winning competitions if he doesn't want to be here?
Yeah, it's crazy.
So I loved the edit of the, like, many ups and downs that we've seen of Kenny talking about how he wants to quit.
We're not the only ones sick of him doing this. The show actually told him, hey,
you better stop.
Cut the shit. Otherwise, we're going to take away your stipend.
Yeah, they said, if you keep doing this, we're going to pull you from this game and you're not going to get paid. I mean, yeah, go. Thanks, Big Brother.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's ridiculous. It's just so selfish that he was even on this show when somebody who really wanted to be there could have been on.
Yeah. All right, so it's time to pick players for the veto.
Okay.
So Cedric wants somebody who is not going to use the power of veto.
Right. And
will he get his wish?
He's the one picking because there are still 3 nominees, so
right.
He's picking both POV players,
right.
additional players.
In addition to Cedric, it's Angela and Kenny and Tucker, so he's got to pick out 2.
Mm-hmm.
First one he picks out.
He's hoping for people from the Collective Alliance.
Oh, it's Mackenzie.
Oh, this is like number 1 who he did not want. Number 1 because she's not working with him, but number 2 because she has
the power,
her own veto power, and he doesn't
right.
want her to be able to save that for next week by winning the veto this week.
All right, still got one more chance. Oh no, it's Leah.
Oh, it's Mackenzie's best friend in the house, Leah.
Oh.
Yikes.
Okay.
And Leah was also an option to be a replacement nominee for Cedric. So he was like, great, this is pretty much like the 2 worst people for me to pick for this competition.
Well, you know what Kenny's one wish is this minute? That he would win the veto and use it to save Angela.
Angela.
Elementary.
Elementary.
Yes.
Deformation. Yeah, Angela. He wants to save her because he wants to go. He wants to stay on that block.
He wants to take the biggest threat off of the block and put the threat on him.
But, like, also his explanation of why he wanted to do this sounded so a-hole-ish of, like, I'm going to piss everyone off by taking Angela off the block.
So they vote me out. Because he doesn't want to give up his stipend.
If you want to leave, just leave. Come on.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
All right. Well, it's time for... They didn't waste any time. They cut the fat. They got right to the POV comp.
That's how you know the rest of this episode is going to slap.
All right. So, it's called Recharge My Core.
I like this competition.
It was a lot of fun. Did you get Temple of... the Hidden Temple
Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Yeah, Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Yes,
vibes.
I could see that.
It was like a low budget Hidden Temple vibe.
Yeah, I was also getting Wild Thornberries, but that was also due in part to Tucker. What is going on with this dude? Where did they find him?
All right, so did they also say that they had like an AI generated
They said like the course was AI generated. I don't know about all that.
Somebody's getting into the chat GPT a little bit too much.
I mean, they could have just been saying that too. We don't know.
I don't know. But there's this whole story about how Ainsley, you know, she...
we need the subtitles anytime Tucker is speaking.
She didn't have enough battery power, so they had to get the little portable battery to her so she could recharge.
Always have your portable batteries ready.
Exactly. So they have to walk around with this light up pool noodle.
I'm curious like how heavy it was.
I don't think it was very heavy. Yeah. And I don't think it was very sturdy either.
It was just, very cumbersome.
It's awkward.
In the shape and the size. It was large and there were lots of twists and turns on it.
And it's also like a freaking electric fence in there too, because the vines that are hanging down have wires in them that record when you touch them. And
Right.
you're not allowed to touch them.
Right, because you want to get through this course hitting as few wires as possible. Because every time you hit a wire, you lose 5%.
5%, baby.
5% off of your battery life.
Right. So it was individually timed.
Mm-hmm. And also, like, whoever gets to the end with the most battery left wins.
Right. So, Cedric went first, and he was like, I suck. And he did.
Yeah, he was not great at this.
No.
I mean, I feel like everybody was trying to go way faster than they needed to.
You didn't have to go fast.
I guess the time element was like if there was a tie on the battery life left, it would go to whoever finished the course the fastest.
Do you think there was a time limit?
I don't know. I'm not really sure.
There might have been. I mean, like, maybe you had an hour or something.
Yeah, I'm not really
Or
sure.
half an hour.
They didn't really show us the time, so
Yeah.
it's hard to gauge
I
how
don't
long
even
it
know
took.
if they even mentioned it. You know, you
Yeah.
have like 30 minutes to
Yeah,
finish
I'm
or
not
whatever.
sure.
But Mackenzie went next, and then she was a little bit better, I feel like.
Mm-hmm. She was
Leah-
all, I like jungles.
Then Leah went, I don't even remember. I just wrote down, okay.
It
and-
literally says Leah. Okay.
Yeah. I wasn't even sleeping tonight.
No, she was fully awake for this
Yeah.
episode. And thank God.
I know.
Because it was a doozy.
And then Angela went, and she was all like, oh, I suck at this. I can't get through here because come on. Oh, no, I hit the thing.
It was cool that it lit up every time you hit it.
Yeah.
Because can you imagine if you had to go through this course and not even know when you were hitting the vines?
I know. I love that they did the little zzz
Yeah.
sound effect.
When they were first showing us what this competition was going to be, I was like, are they about to shock them?
I know.
You know, like a Tough Mudder when they have like
Right,
the electrical
right.
part.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be like that. I was like, holy crap.
No. No. Sadly, no. And then Tucker went. Anytime this dude does a competition or anything, the Tucker soundtrack is just like off the freaking charts.
I mean, he was really putting on a show.
everything can't get through this thing.
We were getting Nigel Thornberry. We're getting Steve Irwin. Rest in peace. Like,
Yes.
we were getting all sorts of things from Tucker, and they were wild.
And they showed the two Boston guys back and forth. Tucker and Kenny were both trying to bust
Battling
their
it
way.
out.
Yeah. So they didn't really say too much about how many times they touched the things or whatever.
Right.
For them.
The suspense. We need the suspense.
Exactly.
So,
It's time for the results.
okay. The top three in, no particular order.
Mackenzie.
Tucker.
Kenny.
Kenny was all
Food Truck Kenny.
he was all excited hearing he was in the top three,
Right.
even though he wanted to leave.
So, third place. Mackenzie.
Okay, 65% battery.
No. I have 50% chance of winning.
Yeah, so then they announced the score for the winner was 85%. And you could see immediately Kenny was like, because I'm sure he knew he hit it more than
Yeah.
3 times because the lights would flash when
Right.
you would hit the wire. So then it was announced that Tucker won the veto. Woo!
Well, even though Kenny didn't win, he's all fired up now to play the game today.
For the next 15 minutes.
Yeah. So,
Tucker wants to play the game too.
Tucker's bored though.
He's bored.
He couldn't be any more bored.
He said sloppy,
Lazy.
boring.
This is his plan. He wants to put up Mackenzie and flush her power.
I mean, he knows who has both powers now, right? And he is doing everything he can to try and get rid of them.
Right.
So at first he's just like, yeah, let's get Mackenzie up. Let's get that power out of here, and then we'll see what happens.
But then everybody starts talking about the other power.
Yeah, Tucker lets Cam know about Quinn's power, and Cam is like, what the hell? I thought we were boys.
We're in 2 alliances together. How did we not know this? Why didn't he tell us?
Yeah, Cam brings that to Cedric, and Cedric's like, I thought we were ride or dies. What's going on here? Same reaction pretty much. And then they're like, okay, we're going to basically test Quinn. We're going to give him every opportunity we can to come clean about this power.
We're going to go on a fact-finding mission.
A fact-finding?
Fact-finding.
Is this the bear?
Yes. Fact-finding
Bring out all
mission.
your facts.
Exactly. So, Cedric and Joseph, they go upstairs in the outside area, and they're kind of like trying to pull it out of
like,
Quinn.
oh, who do you think has the other power? What do you think it does? Blah, blah, blah.
But Quinn is too dumb to come clean. He's gonna die on that hill.
Yeah. They didn't show it in the episode, but at one point Joseph even asked Quinn straight up, like, do you have the other power? Mm-hmm. And Quinn's like, no.
No, bro.
Yikes! But at this point, Joseph, Cam, Cedric, Tucker, like, they all already know about Cedric's power, and he has not admitted to it to them.
Well, even after all that, Cedric still is not convinced that he needs to put Quinn up.
He's
on
like,
the block.
I'm going to put up Mackenzie, and I'm going to try and convince her to volunteer to do it. And Mackenzie was like, no. I love, though, how in the diary room, she was like, oh, yeah, he must be kidding if he thinks that I would go up on the block and not use my power. When, in fact, Mackenzie was not planning on using her power until things popped off at the POV ceremony.
Right.
Like, she was very much thinking, okay, if I go up on the block, I'll be fine, so I'll just, like, leave the nominations, or I'll leave myself up on the block and still have my power next week.
Well, things started popping off in the HOH room because I believe, what was it, Tucker and Kenny,
Cedric
and Cam, right.
They're all talking, and Tucker's like, all right, I have a new plan, hear me out, this is what I want to do.
I want to save Angela with the veto.
Instead of myself. What?
And I want Quinn to go up. He's got to go. He's got to go.
So, the guys are, like, hyped up about this, but you could tell Cedric's like, I don't think this is a good idea. Like, he's really going to have to stick his neck out to do this. Also, he's in, like, multiple alliances with Quinn. Mm-hmm. So, Cedric is like, if this goes wrong, it could, like, really mess up my game. And Tucker, in response, says, oh, just do it and, like, tell everyone that Tucker made all this shit up and told me to do it. That made me laugh so hard. I had to listen to that again.
We did.
But also, the reason why Tucker would want to use the veto on Angela instead of himself is because he figures it would
be too easy to vote out Angela.
Well, here's the thing. He figures if Quinn is up on the block against Angela and Kenny, Quinn would probably have the best chance to win that AI competition.
Right.
So it's just going to be all for naught, right? He's still going to be in the game. He's still going to have his power, and he's going to be pissed. But Tucker's like, I'm going to use a veto on Angela, so it's me and Kenny versus Quinn in the AI. And he's like, I'm going to win this. I'm going to help take Quinn out.
Right.
So that's his reasoning for that. Also, again, he's bored. He's bored.
Yeah, he wants to make a big move here.
Right.
I mean, this is a big resume builder.
So there were a lot of discussions about this plan and whether or not they were going to do it, but they didn't have time for that in this episode. I also have to mention that Cedric did go to Tucker that morning and tell him, look, you should use the veto on yourself, not on Angela.
Right.
Because
you don't have the votes.
We don't have the votes to take out Quinn if he does go up on the block.
Right.
And Tucker was like, F it, I'm doing it.
I don't care if we have the votes or not. I'm going to do it. Okay, so now it's time for the...
That will become very important in the next episode, by the way.
Yes. Veto meeting.
Yes.
All
oh,
right.
My goodness. Here we go.
Tucker stands up there. Well, first he calls the house guests into the living room.
With the wacky-ass voice.
Come on!
It's time for the veto. I don't even remember what it was, but I just remember being like, what is this dude doing? And they were not lying when they said that this was like one of the craziest veto meetings ever.
He was there like freaking Jack Nicholson in The Shining. Johnny! Here's Johnny!
Oh, God.
All right, so Tucker he barely says anything and gives the freaking POV.
Well, he does his little speech and he's like, oh, we got to get out the strongest competitors, whatever.
Right.
And then he's like, I am choosing to use the veto
on Angela.
And she was just like...
And then she did the fish face.
Oh my God. She was freaking shook because she did not know that this was going to happen.
Everybody was shook. She wasn't the only one.
Brooklyn looked like she just saw a ghost.
Everyone was horrified.
Yeah, but Brooklyn especially was like... It was insane.
Is that what you would look like if you saw a ghost?
No, I would probably just, like, shit my pants. If we're being honest.
Yeah. Probably.
But yeah, everyone was shocked. a few people were like laughing, like, oh my god, like, is this really happening right now?
Is
like,
this
what
real
is
life?
This?
Is this a joke?
What is happening? Because at that point, it's like, okay, does Tucker mean he wants us to vote him out? Like, what's going on here? So then you could tell Cedric is just like, oh my god,
Cedric's
what is he doing?
I'm going to have to go with my plan and nominate Mackenzie.
Ugh. So the second that happens, now Tucker is shook. He's
Tucker
just like,
is pissed.
What? This is not what we talked about. Except for the conversation that you had with me that I'm pretending didn't happen.
So they're having like this private conversation in front of everybody. Julie would be so pissed.
Oh my god. This was everything. Tucker was all like,
I'll remember this, bro.
I'll remember this.
I'm going to go in the AI arena and I'm going to come back and I'm going to get you.
He's like, I hope you're in the AI arena with me next week because I'm going to beat you and you're going to be out of here. Like, it was just so intense. It was like a switch flipped.
Smart move. Stupid ass move.
And Cedric was all just like, I respect you as a player. Like, I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah.
He's like, I had to do what was best for my game.
And
okay.
Tucker is just freaking fuming. He turns to Mackenzie. He's like, I'm so sorry you're up on the block. Like, this was not part of the plan.
Oh my god.
It was wild. So then, okay, Tucker
Mackenzie's like, I don't have time for this.
Tucker has to get up and be like, all right, this veto meeting is adjourned. But then Mackenzie stands up and she's like, actually, it's not. And she's like, I'm using America's POV.
Yes, I'm activating the America's veto.
Okay, and now this was hilarious because everyone's acting shocked again, but like,
Everybody knew she had
didn't know about her power?
Everyone knew.
Come on now. Maybe
They're all
Angela,
acting
who
so
was in
surprised.
denial. Angela
Yeah.
still believed at that point that Lisa had the power and not Mackenzie. So, yeah, she uses her power, and Angela is like, this is BB. This is effing Big Brother. Which was hilarious.
Oh
so,
my god.
Mackenzie is now safe for the week, and Ainsley takes over, right?
Ainsley says, Julie's not here. I'm running the show now. And she says, America is going to be picking the renom, not
Blech.
Cedric.
Yeah, America's going to be voting, and we're not going to know, the house guests are not going to know who it is until moments before the AI competition.
Oh.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. So then the announcer comes on and he's like, it's America's vote. And I want to know who you're voting for.
Yes, let us know. I feel like it's going to be Quinn.
I feel like it's going to be Quinn, and I want it to be Quinn.
I mean, based on this edit, they were making Quinn look like
a jerk
in the diary rooms. Like, he did say these things, but the way that it was all cut together, it was just like, oof.
I mean...
Oof, especially that last DR before they announced how to vote, where he was all like, Tucker is poking the most insulated bear right now.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not about the power, it's about the people that I have, backing me.
Do you want it to be Quinn?
I would like to see Quinn up on the block. I don't...
Oh.
No, I don't know if the votes are actually there to take him out. I'm feeling like no, but it's all going to come down to also who wins that AI competition.
Yes.
Because we could just be saying goodbye to Kenny tomorrow, which honestly, I'm good with. Like, I've had enough of Kenny. I'm fine with him leaving.
But you know what? I'm bored. I want to see Quinn up there.
I know. I really don't want to see Tucker go. That's my number one thing.
I want to see heads roll. That's what I want to see. And I've been very disappointed with the gameplay from Quinn.
Yeah, it's been not great. So,
yeah.
The light did not agree with us. The light is a Quinn stan. Our battery needs to be charged.
Uh-oh, someone please.
Hit too many wires.
Bring this charging cord through the house.
Yeah, so.
Let us know who you're voting for, and we'll be back tomorrow.
Yep, should be a very exciting episode because we're going to see all the fallout from that POV meeting, and trust me, there was a bunch.
Yeah.
So, thank you all so much for watching, and until tomorrow, much love.